I've always been asked, like, why has Australia always had such a hugely impactful cocktail scene and like cocktail culture, hospitality culture? And I always say because Australians are inherently best mates, but also inherently competitors and against each
Oh
other.
yeah,
Like
You want to see Davo drown when he's
yeah,
swimming.
exactly. You want to change,
You
you want
want
to
him to
exchange
win, but you'd be happy if
ideas.
yeah.
Yeah, you'll
Yeah, that's
exchange
a
ideas, but
real
then you
tough
want to
one, huh?
compete against people. And in
Yeah.
Melbourne, have you found that the international sort of international influence in competitiveness has sort of taken away the Australianness of competitiveness?
I think okay. Well, let's address the first one. I would say Australia is competitive across the board from everywhere. It doesn't matter. You could be in Kalgoorlie and trying to open a cocktail
Yeah,
bar, and then you're like, "Hey, by the way, I'm in competition with the pub board,"
yeah,
right? I mean, that's fun, but it's not really true, right? And I respect the person in Kalgoorlie who's going to open up a cocktail bar, right? That's go for it, right? That would be an awesome thing, right? You're like, this little oasis. Um, Naturally, as you said, I think Australians are more competitive than New Zealand people.
mm,
But I think we're also very insulated. Like, Australia is insulated, and New Zealand too. Is that we don't? It doesn't seem, and I can only speak from my own point of view. It doesn't seem from a hospitality point of view in the bar industry that we pay much attention to international stuff
mm,
and trends. A little bit more than it used to be, but a little less. And you can see by the way that like there are certain trends that infiltrate, but it doesn't seem to, younger bartenders or bar owners don't look to the rest of the world. Oh, we need to do what Singapore's doing. We need to
mm.
do what New York's doing. I think it has a very kind of like natural, organic growth in the way that they do things, and it's still competitive. Like for me, in the beginning when I first got to Melbourne, I didn't realize how competitive it was. And I'm a huge shit talker. I love talking shit. Right? But I don't mean it. It's just like shit. It's like when you play rugby or you play cricket,
Oh, yeah, your
you're
best
always
mates.
it's
You're always shit
psychological,
talking it.
right? It's like, yeah, it's
Yeah,
shit. I mean, that is something Australia does really, really well, right? The sledging. I
yeah.
found out after I arrived here that it was called sledging. And like I'm thick skinned, but I'm thin skinned as well. So like I can give it, but I can't always take it. And like guilty, I'm guilty, right? Like I'm human. I'm only human. But like competitively, I don't think Australia knows how to deal with the international competition,
Mm.
right? I don't think like like maybe the maybe Sammy Group is a good example, and those guys are fun,